At 8:47 a.m. on December 14, 1944, Oberlieutenant Klaus Richter stood over the body of his fourth dead soldier in 30 minutes. Each man had been shot from an impossible angle, low, horizontal, precise. Richter had trained Wehrmacht snipers for 3 years across 2 continents. He knew every hiding place in European woodland combat. But this violated the fundamental physics of sniper warfare. Somewhere in Belgium's Hurtgen forest, an American shooter had become the forest floor itself. In the next 3 hours, that invisible marksman would kill 14 more of Richter's men before putting a billet through the commander's throat at 280 yards. His court-martial would begin 63 days later.
Speaking of court-martials, guess who's getting one if they don't subscribe to this channel and keep enjoying our stories as a non-subscriber? Welcome to World War II Redacted.
The Hurtgen Forest was where the U.S. Army went to die. Between September and December 1944, the dense conifer woodland along the German-Belgian border consumed entire divisions. Tree-burst artillery turned the canopy into a weapon. Visibility dropped to 20 yards. German pillboxes, invisible until you were dead, controlled every approach. The 28th Infantry Division lost 6,184 men in 3 weeks. American sniper doctrine emphasized elevation and dominant terrain, principles that got men killed within hours. The forest didn't care about field manuals. It just killed. Silas Drummond grew up in Lynch, Kentucky, deep in the coal camps of Harlan County. His father died in the 1936 Black Mountain disaster, crushed when the mine roof collapsed on 29 men. Silas was 14. He dropped out of school to work the tipple, sorting coal for 12 hours a day in darkness that taught him patience. Waiting for the conveyor belt, waiting for the shift whistle, waiting for the moment the foreman looked away. Before the war, Silas hunted groundhogs and turkey in Appalachian hollers every season, not for sport, for meat. His family needed it. His uncle Ezra taught him to shoot at ground level, where elevation meant exposure to wind and sight lines. "Groundhogs don't look up, boy," Ezra would say. "They look across. You hunt their level." Silas learned to move through brush without sound, to wait motionless in positions other hunters never considered, to take shots from angles that seemed impossible. He was drafted in February 1943. Fort Benning turned him into a rifleman. He qualified expert with the M1 Garand, 248 out of 250, but the Army didn't make him a sniper. They had enough snipers. They needed bodies for the line. So Silas went to Europe as a replacement, assigned to Company K, 110th Infantry Regiment, 28th Division. He arrived in October 1944, just in time for the Hurtgen. The forest killed men in ways Silas had never imagined. Tree births sent wood splinters down like spears, shredding soldiers who thought they were safe in foxholes. German snipers, veterans of the Eastern Front, owned the vertical dimension, firing from elevated positions so well camouflaged that platoons walked beneath them without knowing they were already dead. The official doctrine for American snipers was clear: seek elevation, dominate terrain, control the high ground. In the Hurtgen forest, following that doctrine was a death sentence. The Hurtgen forest didn't kill soldiers, it erased them. Between September and December 1944, 33,000 American casualties vanished into 20-yard visibility and tree-burst artillery that turned conifers into fragmentation weapons. German pillboxes, invisible until the machine guns opened up, controlled every frozen trail and snow-covered ridge. The 28th Infantry Division lost 6,000 men in 3 weeks, and the forest kept grinding. American sniper doctrine was killing as many men as German bullets. Field Manual 23-10 demanded elevation, high ground, dominant terrain, clear sight lines, perfect for open country. Suicide in dense woodland, where every elevated position became a silhouette against gray December sky. The Germans knew it. They'd spent 3 years on the Eastern Front perfecting vertical search patterns, training their snipers to scan trees and ridgelines first, always expecting the Americans to fight high. In Lynch, Kentucky, Silas Drummond had learned a different kind of hunting, and in Freiburg, Germany, Klaus Richter had never imagined someone might refuse to play by the rules he'd mastered. October 1944. Silas arrived at the Hurtgen with the 28th Infantry Division, and the forest reminded him of home. Same dense undergrowth, same limited visibility, same principles should apply, but the manual said different. Klaus Richter studied forestry at Freiburg before the war interrupted his education in September 1939. The Black Forest taught him to read terrain like text, elevation, sight lines, natural concealment. The Wehrmacht commissioned him in 1940, and the Eastern Front made him an expert. Poland's forests in 39, Leningrad's woodland approaches in 41 and 42, where he perfected vertical search doctrine against Soviet snipers who invariably chose elevation. The Pripyat marshes in 43, training reconnaissance units in the fundamentals. Dominate the high ground, search trees first, expect your enemy to follow their doctrine. 3 years of success built unshakable confidence. October 1944, Richter arrived at the Hurtgen commanding 47 men, reconnaissance specialists, and trained snipers. His mission? Deny the American advance through systematic elimination of their forward elements. His method? The doctrine that had kept him alive across 2 continents. Professional, competent, not ideologically driven, just a forester turned soldier, protecting his men through superior tactics. He never imagined someone might hunt from the forest floor itself. November 9th, Corporal Isaiah Brennan climbed 25 feet into a spruce tree, positioned exactly as Field Manual 2310 specified. Elevated position, clear fields of fire, dominant terrain. Richter's unit found him in 40 minutes. The 190-yard shot dropped Brennan with a compound leg fracture. He bled out before they could extract him. Silas watched his squad leader die following the manual perfectly. November 19th, Private Vincent Kowalski took the ridgeline, more dominant terrain, better sight lines. Richter personally coordinated the mortar strike. Direct hit. They found pieces. Silas's doubt became anger. They knew exactly where to look. We're following a script they wrote. November 29th, PFC Archer DeVries, a Montana hunter who should have known better, died when a Panzerfaust round collapsed his tree. Silas watched for 4 hours afterward, studying the kill zone. The German shooter had fired from a ground-level depression in the underbrush, invisible, part of the forest itself. Uncle Ezra's voice echoed. You hunt their level. Silas understood. We're hunting how the army says to hunt, not how the forest says to hunt. December 6th, Silas requested permission to speak freely with Captain Marcus Aldridge, a West Point graduate whose tactical education had never included Appalachian turkey hunting. About why our snipers keep dying and theirs don't, sir. Aldridge's resistance was textbook. Field manuals exist for reasons. Discipline wins wars. You're a rifleman, not a sniper. Silas's response was quiet, factual, devastating. Brennan followed the manual. He's dead. Kowalski followed the manual. He's dead. DeVries knew forests better than any of us. He followed the manual. He's dead, sir. The casualty reports spoke louder than doctrine. Aldridge's unofficial authorization came with clear terms. This conversation never happened. I gave you no permission. Don't miss. Don't get caught. If you fail, court-martial. If you succeed, probably still court-martial, but maybe fewer men die. Silas accepted. Trading his career for lives was simple arithmetic. December 12th and 13th, he scouted positions, found the fallen spruce with its 18-inch gap, tested the sight lines. He was ready. 5:15 a.m., December 14th, 90 minutes crawling 220 yards through frozen darkness, memorizing German patrol routes from 3 nights' observation. By 6:45, Silas was positioned beneath the 70-foot spruce, an 18-inch gap between trunk and frozen earth, root ball providing backstop, 135-degree field of fire. Invisible. Dawn broke gray and slow, 19 degrees, dropping. First German patrol at 7:30, 2 soldiers passing 40 feet away. Silas didn't fire, not the shot, not yet. Coal mine patience, Kentucky stillness. Second patrol at 8:17, 4 soldiers searching for threats, eyes scanning trees above them, boots passing within 30 feet. One nearly stepped on the position. They searched the ridgeline instead, confirming everything Silas suspected. They're searching the wrong dimension entirely. 8:30 a.m., switching perspective to Richter deploying his men, MG-42 teams, mortar support, flanking elements, professional competence built on 3 years of Eastern Front success. Fatal assumption, Americans will continue their vertical doctrine. 8:47 a.m., the killing began. 8:47, Gefreiter Hans Wolf, chest shot, 140 yards. 8:49, Obergefreiter Kurt Becker, throat. Richter ordered vertical search patterns, expecting to locate the elevated sniper quickly. 9:15, 3-man MG-42 team repositioning. Silas waited for all 3 in the kill zone. 5.8 seconds, systematic elimination. Richter intensified the tree search, sent men to high ground for counter-sniper positions. 9:47, flanking element, 85 yards. Lead soldier dropped, others frozen, eliminated. Richter's first doubt emerged. Could he be? No, impossible. He dismissed ground-level possibility as tactically absurd. 10:15, mortar team, 3 men setting up indirect fire capability. Silas denied it permanently. Richter ordered expanded search, 200-yard radius, trees, ridgelines, elevated positions. His men passed within 30 feet of Silas, searching above him, doctrine blinding them. 10:42, search element, 3 Germans hunting for the ghost, eyes upward, doctrine blinding them. Richter's realization dawned too late. Mein God, he's not above us. 11:13, casualty evacuation. Silas killed 3 of 4, left 1 to report. 11:34, Richter stood to coordinate withdrawal. 280 yards. For Brennan, for Kowalski, for DeVries. The bullets severed his throat. 90 seconds to death. Final understanding flooding in. He was beneath us the entire time. Word spread like wildfire through the frozen foxholes. December 17th, Private Luther Cobb from Tennessee replicated the technique. 9 confirmed kills, 0 detection. Drummond was right, they never looked down. December 19th, Corporal James Fletcher, an Oregon logger, killed 12 Germans from under a fallen hemlock. German after-action reports noted American tactics fundamentally altered. By December 28th, 3 divisions reported successful ground-level concealment operations. 28th Division, 4th Division, 8th Division, all adapting. German sniper casualty reports showed a 53% increase in 2 weeks. Captured tactical assessments confirmed Americans have abandoned elevated positioning, current counter-sniper doctrine ineffective. January 1945, the technique spread to the Ardennes, then across active fronts. American sniper survival rates improved dramatically. German forest doctrine, perfected over 3 years, collapsed in 3 weeks. But Silas knew the inevitable was coming. Military bureaucracy doesn't reward unauthorized innovation, it court-martials it. He never attempted to hide his participation. When his squad asked if it was worth it, his answer was simple. Every one of them. February 17th, 1945. MPs arrested Silas at the field kitchen. Yes, sir, I expected you. 5 days later, court-martial. 3 officers, a colonel, 2 majors, none with Hurtgen experience. Charges: unauthorized tactical modification, conduct unbecoming. Prosecution argued discipline equals military effectiveness. Silas pleaded guilty, refused to apologize. You violated direct orders. I violated doctrine that was killing my friends, sir. That determination isn't yours to make. No, sir, but whether I followed them into graves was mine. Captain Aldridge testified as agreed, denied giving authorization. Defense presented results. 18 enemy killed, 40 to 60 American lives saved, technique adopted theater-wide. Verdict: guilty. Sentence?
Like and comment your thoughts on this story. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more.